We interrupt our programming to go live to Costa Rica, where the Supreme Electoral Court provides the first bulletin of this Sunday's president general elections.
Llena también de prensa internacional, invitados especiales y también observadores internacionales. En este momento inicia el mensaje de la magistrada.
We're starting the message of the magistrate. Following, addressing to all of us, Mrs. Eugenia Maria Zamora, President of the Electoral Supreme Court. Costa Ricans, observers, visiting us from abroad. On behalf of the Electoral Supreme Court of Magistrates, Max Esquivel, Vice President, Luz Retana, Hugo Picado, Seti Woe, and the one speaking, as from the electoral family, please, good evening. Ricardo Jiménez Oriamuno said, President and electoral reformer of our country, kings give birth to kings, but in our republic, the government cannot give birth to presidents. He has no womb to exit that of the electoral urns. 6 months later, after we were summoned to the electoral elections last October the 6th, today we have elected the new president of the republic. We can feel proud that we have done it in peace, in freedom, and according to the electoral rules that as a society we have stated. We can be proud, too, that in this electoral process, we've been able to choose within the great variety of political parties offer, because we have a country in which citizens can be organized in political parties, and where nobody is excluded from the political participation because of how they think, their educational level, or their economic capacity. Personally, I feel very proud of the electoral family, of this solid team of work that for the first time in our history has been steered by women. All and every one of the officials, electoral officials, have given the best of us so that today we could fulfill with our obligation to guarantee the rights to all women and male Costa Ricans in a safe urns without disturbances of any kind and very close to their homes. To guarantee that these votes are counted thoroughly and that the government is taken by what the majority chose. That is our responsibility, a task we have fulfilled, and that is never simple. To organize and, above all, to arbiter a competition that is a competition for the political power that is society, there is always a toll for this. And the price comes from the lack of sleep, not being with their families, for the criticism, and also to endure the lies and the ill intentions. Sometimes this toll can even be higher and demand greater sacrifices from us. At the beginning of this electoral process, and with the credibility of the Electoral Court of Elections, we could not be able to serve you with the moral we have. Its president left his position, honorable decision, that ended up early his electoral race. In this first round, Alfredo Vasquez, primary teacher, retired, and deputy of this court from 2006. In the exercise of his work, he had a traffic accident that cost his life. Today, a countryman voting had a heart attack and also took his life. In times of apathy and indifference, in which any excuse is good not to fulfill with our citizen duties, the national body of delegates is our most exceptional civic reserve. A group of Costa Ricans that, along with the deputies of attention to the observers, they work as the arms of the Supreme Court on the field, overseeing for peace, order, and security in public spaces during the electoral process. Don Alfredo, with his 85 years, on February the 6th, woke up early and went up to work for free for our democracy, for our peaceful coexistence. His example is that of pride to his daughters, for his grandchildren, and also a reminder that Costa Rica, though some are not willing to get uncomfortable for their country, others are willing to give everything for it. Today is a lot less than what is expected from each one of us. Respect and spirit of agreement. The votes were collected, and now we have the first preliminary results. From Tuesday 5th, April the 6th, the final counts will begin by the magistrate of the court in the presence of the prosecutors. And when we emit the final results, this electoral process will have concluded. But tonight, what we owe and deserve to ourselves as a country and as citizens is respect and fraternity, respect to the court, and more importantly, respect to what the majority have chosen, have decided, and fraternal spirit, understanding that the other, though thinking differently, wants also the best for the country, and only with the efforts of all we can move on. Thank you very much. Now, Magistrate President of the Supreme Court of Elections will read the first court cut at the national level of the second round of elections for President and Vice President of the Republic developed this day, which she receives from the hands of Guzman Vargas, Secretary General of this court. Court number 2. Provisional results for the elections of President and Vice President generated today, April the 3rd of 2022, at 19 hours and 59 minutes. Process boards 6,097, which are 89.05%. Turnout 57.9%. Abstentees 48.9%. Valid votes 918,040 for each party, 52.9%. Liberación Nacional 49.10% of the turnout.
1.735.359. Total de votos nulos, 38.821. Total de votos blancos, 7.055. Total de votos recibidos, 1.780.000.
Total votes 1,787,000 votes. So from now on, we'll be able to see on the screens the information of the first cut mentioned by the Mrs. President of the court and other advances as a result of the turnout and the count. Now this is the second count, indicated that Rodrigo Chaves got the 52% of the votes, which will give him the advantage as the future president of Costa Rica. Now they indicated 44.10% of the votes. As to the abstentees, this is greater than the first round, greater figure. Right now, the magistrates are leaving from the Electoral Supreme Court, and these are the first results with almost 50% of the accounts. That has as a winner Chaves with the preliminary results. That has the advantage over Figueres, who will be attentive to the cuts that will be happening through the night. This is the Supreme Court of Elections cut for 2022. 8:15 at Costa Rican local time. These are preliminary results, and there are 89 of the electoral votes counted. So what they say, the figures say is that it's clear. This cut represents 6,097 boards counted, and they are 608,000, and so, which means that they are very few to be counted. So the difference is of 5 points. So this is very hard to change. So we're talking about 90% of the tables. We have 10% still to be counted to cope with the difference that is about 6%.
We were watching live the statement of the top authorities of Costa Rica's Supreme Electoral Court. Voter turnout in this election day was over 57%, and so far Jose Maria Figueres leads the electoral race with 52.9% of the votes. Meanwhile, presidential candidate Rodrigo Chaves currently has 47.1% of the votes. Stay tuned with teleSUR English for more updates on Costa Rica's electoral day.